All right, it is Hump Day. Wednesday edition of the Sports Huddle on SEMO ESPN Radio from the Yuengling Sports Huddle Studios. Yuengling, the iconic American lager, America's oldest brewery. Yuengling, Eric Shawn, and the lead singer of the Mike Rennick Band in studio, where we invite you to join us on the EBOMD Huddle Hotline. That number, 573-334-1220. 573-334-1220. The Huddle Hotline powered by EBOMD. Michael Rennick in the house, ready for Lions Club today.
How'd you know? How'd you know, Eric?
You're a mind reader. Shot in the dark.
You are a mind reader. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, so have that weekly meeting ready for it.
So what goes down there? It's not a cult or anything, is it?
No, it is not. You've been there before, haven't you? Haven't you been there and talked about?
Yeah, I spoke
life as a play-by-play.
That's right.
FM DJ.
You remember that? That was a few years ago.
I don't think I was there for that one, but
okay.
But I knew that you were on the program.
I see.
Yeah,
my buddy.
I'll have to get you back, maybe.
My buddy Mike Young.
Was he Mr. President at that time?
I don't know. Was he the prez?
He was. Yeah.
Wow.
A couple years ago.
How about Pat Young? Did they just?
Pat's not in that group.
Okay.
They spread the love out.
I see. He might be. So, Noon Optimist. That's a different organization.
I believe that might.
I think
that might find Pat Young.
Pat might be Noon Optimist.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a pancake guy, pancake day guy.
So you've got your wires crossed here.
Okay, he's a spaghetti day guy.
He's a chili day guy.
Okay, chili day. There's a lot of days.
There are. That's the beauty of all these service clubs, right?
Yeah.
Lions Club is Pancake Day.
All right. Did you have to pay for that shirt?
I believe so.
That's an outrage.
Yeah, I believe I did.
Yeah, I think that's an outrage. They should supply a free. Wait a minute. We've got to pay for our River Radio shirts. Never mind. It's just the way that it goes. That's the way that things shake out.
Which River Radio shirt did you pay for? Which one was it?
Oh man, I've got a few. I've got a SEMO ESPN. I've got a gray polo.
Oh, I thought you meant like the latest ones that we did.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I've got a.
Those came to free of charge, Eric.
Same color as that one.
Yeah,
and it's just got the River Radio logo on it
with white lettering.
Yeah, it's the same blue polo.
That was free of charge.
That was free.
That was free.
All
right, let's not get the blasphemy going here.
Let's get it correct then. Okay, I did get it for free.
You did.
But being in radio, what you have found over the last multiple years, and you've been in radio a long time, people will jump through a ring of fire to get a free shirt.
They will. You get a free T-shirt. A sticker sometimes used to do that. That's kind of maybe lost its value a little bit.
Yeah, the sticker doesn't rise to the level that it once did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we obviously do a lot of events like the SEMO Fair is coming up, right? We're going to have T-shirts. We'll be at the activities tent for the SEMO Fair. We give out T-shirts throughout the week. I can't tell you how many times I run into somebody and they're out doing something.
Is that what we call
the shirt?
The activities tent? Is that
we're at? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where they host like daily activities like bingo or trivia, or they may have like the different pageants that happen. The mother-daughter lookalike contest. Those types of activities.
Do you have a favorite thing about the SEMO Fair?
It's hard to not say the food.
That's where I'm going.
I mean, it's kind of a softball question and answer. I mean, it's yeah. I think the food. I also like. Living in Southeast Missouri, you get to experience the seasons.
Yeah.
And I have come to appreciate that maybe a little more over the last, handful of years. And so while I love the summer and I love the extended daylight and all those things that come with it, the fair kind of represents moving into the fall part of the season.
I can see that.
And you kind of start getting a little bit cooler. cooler days, cooler evenings. So some of those sort of things. But the food is definitely at the top of the list.
So Major League Baseball, with that theme about fall, they put out an announcement yesterday that they were considering but have now dropped their plan to start the World Series early if both of the league championship series are short. So they announced that they may do that last year, didn't, because the Mets series went long. I think it went 6 games, so they just started on time. They decided they're going to ditch that, and the first day of the World Series is going to be October 24th.
Jeez.
So what that also means is that should we get to a Game 7, it would be on November 1st. I mean, we're like 3+ weeks into the NFL season at that point. And if you go back, I think it's March 27th. Is that opening day of Major League Baseball?
Something like that, yeah.
That is a long season.
When's the first game potentially, or would it? It's
going to be October 24th.
Okay,
will be the first day of the World Series, and if it goes 7, it goes to November 1st. And the World Series has ended in November in 01, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22, and 23. The latest it's ever gone in 22, November 5th.
I love baseball, so I don't mind that it continues on. I hate that it ends up being played in these, if you're on the East Coast, it's snowing, it's sleeting, it's freezing cold. I hate that.
Remember the year
that just doesn't seem like it's not baseball weather, when the meat of the schedule is being played.
There was one year the Rockies made the World Series, and it was snow in Denver.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Now, I don't believe Safeco Field in Seattle has a roof. Miller Park does. So if you got the 2 hottest teams in baseball right now together in the World Series, first of all, baseball would very quietly be weeping that we got Seattle and Milwaukee as the markets for the World Series. Kind of takes you back a couple of years with Texas and Arizona.
Sure,
they desperately want an L.A., a Chicago, or a New York. I mean, let's say you put Rob Manfred on the lie detector, but I don't know about Seattle. I mean, there's a shot that Seattle will be able to make it. They are red hot right now, and they have now caught the Houston Astros in the NL West.
Yeah, they're on fire.
I don't think I saw that coming.
Milwaukee's not stopping. It's kind of like, not to circle back, but like the NBA Finals, Oklahoma and Indiana. I think the league wanted that for a final. I don't know what the ratings ended up bearing out. So maybe they were great. I don't know, but typically, you want one of the bigger markets in there. But yeah, Seattle made a couple moves at the trade deadline, and they've been on fire. Milwaukee doesn't stop.
Milwaukee doesn't lose,
and they pounded Pittsburgh last night.
Skeens,
yeah,
Skeens started the game. So a couple of things going in. Remember when Skeens and Jacob Mizorowski faced off?
I do, yes.
Okay. So it was a really cool game. It was an afternoon game. Man, I pulled up MLB TV. I'm watching that game. The Brewers even hit Skeens that day. I think they got 4 runs against him. A couple of things when Skeens takes the mound. First of all, if it's against Milwaukee, they won't win. Nobody wins when they play the Brewers.
True.
Secondly, Pirates are not going to score. How many runs do you think the Pirates scored yesterday?
I think none.
0. They got beat 14-0.
Yeah.
So it was 4 innings, 4 runs. They got Skeens out of there. It wasn't going to happen because nobody beats the Brewers. So it's an 11-game winning streak. Now listen to this. You're talking about statistically the best pitcher in baseball, or at least top 3. Is that fair for Skeens?
No, you would, yeah.
Not even Skeens can slow down this Brewer juggernaut. So they now have an 11-game winning streak. It is their second 11-game winning streak in 38 days. Let me give you the list of teams that have won 11 games in a row twice in a big league season since 1954.
Give it to me.
The 1954 Cleveland Indians, the 2015 Toronto Blue Jays, and the 25 Milwaukee Brewers.
It's a short list.
That's the list. Now, it's happened a bunch of times back in the 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. And if you do a little history dive, the 1954 Cleveland Indians were a very famous team because back then in 54, they played 154 games. They expanded 154 to 162 in 1961, the year that Roger Maris had 61 home runs. You know, things were a little more watered down. They expanded, 162 games. But in 1954, the Cleveland Indians went 1-11-33.
Man, that's a season.
That's a great season.
Yeah.
So they had 2 11-game winning streaks, just like the Milwaukee Brewers. They got swept in the World Series by the New York Giants in 4 games. So, when you start talking about greatest teams that have never won the World Series, right near the top of the list, it's always the 54 Indians.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's hard to predict, what'll happen, who will be in the World Series. As hot as Milwaukee is, and crazy things will happen.
And they've never won the World Series. They've been there once. Harvey's Wallbangers, 82, where they lost to Bruce Sutter and the St. Louis Cardinals. Sutter strikes out Gorman Thomas. And of all pitches, struck him out with a fastball. Known for the splitter.
Yeah, use the
but
fastball.
If you go back and watch the clip, it was a fastball. I've heard Sutter talk about it. So the Brewers have never won the World Series. There are 5 active major league teams that have never won it. How many can you name?
That have never won it?
Never won. Active teams that have never won the World Series.
Are you counting the Brewers?
Yes. That's one.
So that's one.
That's one.
The Rockies.
The Rockies are on the list.
That's 2.
Right. We just talked about one of the other teams.
Well, I'm guessing the Mariners.
The Mariners. And they've never even been in one. At least the Rockies played in one. So did the Brewers.
Now it starts to get a little...
Yeah.
It's
tougher.
little dicey.
A very hot team that has won 16, I believe, of 20 and won again last night. And they have a former Cardinal skipper as their manager.
Boy, I don't know.
San Diego Padres.
The Padres.
They've been there.
Okay.
But they haven't won. They got there in 84 when they beat the Cubs. Cubs were up 2-0. The NLCS back then was 5 games, and it was stupid. Okay? What they did back then, whoever had the better record, which the Cubs did, they got the first 2 games at home, then you go on the road for 3.
Okay.
And the Cubs lost to the Padres. And there's one more team that has never won the World Series.
So I think I'm wrong in saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I've got 2.
You didn't know I was going to pop this question on you.
The Rays,
the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay,
that's the list.
That's the list.
Brewers, Rockies, Padres, Mariners, Rays.
Yeah.
Rays played in one.
Right. They've had good playoff runs, good seasons.
They've made the playoffs a lot.
Right.
And made the World Series with Joe Madden.
Yeah. I just didn't think that they had topped it yet.
So there you go. And right now, the Seattle Mariners have caught the Houston Astros atop the division. Now, how did they catch the Padres? How did they catch the Dodgers? I don't know if you saw it last night, but the Dodgers are playing the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And the Dodgers' record this year against the Angels, 0-4.
0-4.
And
okay.
Shohei Ohtani had a couple of highlights last night, including this one.
Lined up the middle. Neto's got it. Steps on second. Throw to first. It's a triple play.
Whoa! A pitcher's best friend.
A pitcher's best friend, Shohei Ohtani, lines the ball up the middle with runners at first and second. The shortstop comes over, catches the ball right on the bag, steps on second, throws to first. They get a tag play at first.
Wow.
And Ohtani lines into a triple play, but he made up for it. Ninth inning, game tied 5-5, and I don't like the Dodgers play-by-play guy, Steven Nelson. He's their radio guy. I don't know why he was doing TV last night, but he was. And you get the, well, here we go. Ohtani in the ninth tie game.
The 1-0 pitch. Scalded down the line. Gone! Shohei Ohtani is inevitable.
All right, whatever. He's inevitable. But it's the old
I don't quite get that.
85% of all baseball play-by-play guys at the MLB level gone. It's gone. It's gone. Everybody's gone. So Ohtani gives them the lead, and then the Angels come back, and they have an opportunity to win it in the bottom of the 10th inning.
1-2. And a high chopper. It's over. Muncy. It's into left field. Say goodnight to the Dodgers. The Angels have their number. And tonight, the number was 7. 7-6 on a walk-off from Joe Adell.
So, you know, we are not happy that the Cardinals lose to the freaking Rockies, who are on pace to break the all-time losses record set 1 year ago by the White Sox, 121.
Right.
Will they get there? I don't know. If they play the Cardinals all the time, they would never get there.
No, not at all.
But then you've got the Dodgers, who, flashback, last year won the World Series. They played the Pirates 6 times, lost all 6 games of the Pirates last year. They have played the Angels 5 times this year. They've lost every game and are no longer all alone in first place in the NL West. The Padres are red hot. Could all of the sudden the Padres win the West? I mean, it sure looks like the Padres, they're in great shape for a wild card because, you know, the Cubs are gasping and wheezing on the side of the road, spurting smoke. Could the Padres outlast the Dodgers?
Well, I mean, they could. It seems like when the Cardinals either went to San Diego or San Diego came to St. Louis, that was kind of the start of their run,
right?
Because they won the last 2 games of the series against the Cardinals, and then they just haven't looked back. I mean, you look at that lineup; that's a darn good lineup.
Heck yes, it is.
Machado's having a great year right now. I mean,
there is not a better bullpen in baseball than the Padres. If they can just get 5 out of a starter with a lead. Go back to the 2015 Kansas City Royals. How did they win the World Series?
That's right.
They just get a lead after 5, and then the bullpen, that was it. You were done. You were not going to beat them with that bullpen.
Kind of hoping for that last night, watching the Cardinals-Rockies game, that you could at least get 5 innings out of Matthew Liberatore. But that's not to be. For some reason, his conditioning isn't up to par.
So he made it to the fifth. He just didn't get an out.
Yeah, he didn't get an out
in the fifth.
No.
And here's the deal last night with Liberatore. So his third pitch of the game, Mike, he's 25. His third pitch of the game was 95.4 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Flash forward to the fifth inning. His 13th pitch of the fifth, 91.7. And this has been something that we have seen several times this year, is his drop in velocity. And after the game, and, nobody can expect to beat Kyle Freeland, man. The dude was 2-12 coming in. You just can't think you're going to throw your glove on the field and beat Kyle Freeland.
And he's left-handed.
Yeah.
And he's left-handed.
Here is Oliver Marmol. After the game, his team went 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position, hit into 3 double plays.
Kind of looking at this the two different ways. One, I don't think he should be able to get through our lineup the way he did and be that effective. So I'll start with that. But at the same time, to throw 7 1/3 with 2 punch-outs and no runs, a lot has to go your way. So I do feel like we took some pretty good swings and nothing to show for it. I mean, it's just nothing kind of fell, and that can get you going a little bit when all of them find glove. It's tough to kind of feel good about it. We should have done a better job, but a lot did go his way.
We just heard contusion on Wilson. You have anything more than that?
That's what I have as well. Yeah.
Has he gone in for extra?
He has. Everything came back clean. He lost velo at about pitch 40 last time. He was able to hold for an extra 25, 30 pitches this time, right around 70. So that's actually a good thing. Obviously, you want him to get through 5, get through 6 innings, and that's kind of your barometer of if it went well or not. But it's more so how many pitches can you go with holding it. And we had a pretty good increase from 40 to 70 today, so we feel good about that. This is the best he's felt going into the start. So we'll see how he recovers, have another conversation, and move from there.
So the velocity is going down, and they have been tracking that. You hear that from Marmol.
Mm-hmm.
These people that talk about analytics. Analytics, no. They track all of that stuff. And you go back to you've got a defender playing right near the second base bag, and a guy grounds the ball right up the middle, and there's the shortstop. He can't shift anymore, but he's right there, and he fields the ball and throws it to first. Well, how in the world did they have him right there knowing that guy? Because they have analytics. They know where guys hit the ball. So, there are a lot of good things about analytics.
Well, the Ohtani triple play. The guy standing right there for a reason. He's not having to make a diving catch or... if you're not positioned the way they're positioned, there's probably no triple play. But
so for the game, and I mentioned after he hit 95.4 in the first inning, he averaged for his four-seamer 93.6. His season average is 94.1, so it's lower than his normal, and he's getting deeper into the season. It's 22 starts now, and you're talking about a team that's a game over 500. Yet Liberatore's 6-10 this year. I can't prove it, but we may have a Nolan Arenado phantom shutdown. Well,
but for who? I mean,
for Liberatore.
But who's going to join the rotation?
Don't have that answer.
Doesn't seem like that the AAA, roster is ripe with the next person in line. Could be wrong about that, but or maybe you just know you're going to have a bullpen game once or twice coming up here. Cardinals have faced some teams that have done that.
They may not shut him down for a while, and they may not shut him down. It seems like it's trending in that direction. Now there's a lot of chatter about his velo and the drop in velocity.
And on the, you talk about the numbers and tracking and, obviously the numbers are one thing, but, okay, did they tell a story? Do you implement them in a certain way with the analytics? Michaelis is kind of the opposite. Michaelis had issues where his velo was down and it's increased,
His velo has gotten better.
It's gotten better
and he's old.
but he's pitching well.
Yes.
He
pitched
it's making
terrifically the other night.
Yeah.
I know it's against the Rockies, but guess what? Rockies just won again. They're 3-2 against the Cardinals.
As we've heard Jess say, they're a Major League Baseball team, right? Yep. And so you just can't you can't take anything for granted. You just can't do it. That's why sometimes you think to yourself as a fan, you're watching and it's maybe a game like, I don't know, yesterday or Monday, and it's just hot, and it's like, man, do they really care as a manager? Do you care about every nth degree of every play of, okay, just let the guy throw to one more batter? No. I mean, it's like everything is scrutinized. Every play has meaning behind it, and that's how they go about managing the club. And even last night, he thought, give Libby another shot. I was kind of surprised to see him pull him at that point, but obviously they saw something, and the numbers bear it out. He was done.
So I don't know what they've got at Memphis in terms of filling a slot in the rotation. And let's be honest. The Cardinals have stayed remarkably healthy in their starting rotation. As bad as Fetty was, he posted every fifth day. Now, he lost every fifth day, or the Cardinals lost. But I do know something about what's down at Memphis.
Box cannoned off the first base side of the rubber, has a big windup. Next pitch is hit in the air, deep left center. Back goes Fletcher. He'll watch it, and that ball is out of here. So 3 pitches into the game, Weatherholt hits his 7th home run of the season. And opens this up by putting the Redbirds on top 1-0. That ball.
Now
he sounded excited.
Yeah, well, he's the opposing guy.
Yeah, I know.
They're on the road, so that was the other guy. So Weatherholt with another home run. I know he's down there. I'd like a taste.
He is. Think he can pitch? No.
I bet he can throw the ball from third base to first base.
Probably.
Better than Nolan Gorman can. Are you watching this guy?
Yeah.
He can't make a throw across the diamond accurately. Now, I understand with the little bunt and he tried to throw off balance. He wasn't even in the same zip code with that throw.
Now, he probably wasn't prepared, right? Didn't think he was going to be needed in the game last night. Probably wasn't ready, wasn't mentally there, and we'll give him a little pass, maybe.
All right.
Maybe. But no, I get it. Weatherholt, let's go. Let's see him. Bring him up here.
And I'm telling you, you get into that last week of August, he can come up and still retain his rookie status for 2026.
So all the options and all those, whatever contractual things that happen will be the same.
I would like a taste.
I'd like to know how he hits against lefties, because you don't want to see him come up and get into the Nolan Gorman mode where he's not playing if there's a lefty on the mound. And I know he may hit minor league lefties well. Just obviously it's a different level of lefty at the MLB side, but
okay.
If he's going to be up, he's got to play
against lefties this year
because he is a left-handed hitter.
Correct. Okay, in terms of at bats against lefties, it's 104 versus 202 against righties, but he's hitting 269 against lefties. 317 against righties.
That's good.
Not a bad split.
No, not at all. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't want to see him come up here, and it's like, we got a lefty on the mound. He's benched, or they bring a lefty in. Let's pinch hit for him.
I mean,
even get tired. They don't do it for Ohtani.
Even at the start of this year, that was what was going on with Nolan Gorman.
Absolutely, it was. Yeah.
So, if I had to ask you, where do you think right now, MLB.com just put out its brand new rankings. Now, this is post-trade deadline and post-draft. Okay, so you've got to figure in the draft picks and prospects that you got at the trade deadline for every team. And some teams didn't do a whole lot at the deadline. 30 major league teams. Where do you think they rank the St. Louis Cardinals farm system?
Yeah, gosh.
Prior to the season.
What was it prior to?
Okay. The preseason rank going into last year was 23.
Okay.
The preseason rank going into this year was 20. And I think part of that was, hey, they got Weatherholt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as we sit here today, where do you think MLB.com has the Cardinals farm system, the minor league organization, ranked this morning?
I'm going to say 14.
12.
Thought about that number.
Yeah.
But
that's
14.
good.
I agree.
So they
Showing
have
progress.
They have gone from, prior to the season, 20 to number 12 as we sit here. That's the good news. Potentially the bad news is the only team in the NL Central ranked lower is the Cubs. So in other words, in the National League Central, the Pirates farm system ranked 9th. The Reds are ranked 8th. And the Milwaukee Brewers 4th. So,
do they give any?
Those are all organizations that are trying to build with low payroll.
Do they talk about why? You know what? Like, do they say? And just about the Cardinals specifically, do they say, "Hey, this trade brought them, these prospects," or is it just a general ranking?
The write-up is the draft and trade deadline helped St. Louis deepen its farm with 9 members of its top 30 arriving since the start of July, headlined by 5th overall draft pick pitcher Liam Doyle, who brings a ton of fire to the pitching core. But don't overlook some of the internal development here. Weatherholt has met the hype as a borderline plus hitter with impressive pop in his first full season. Also, you're talking about, let me get his first name, Raniel Rodriguez, in his first full season, has built on his 2024 breakout by reaching single A in his age 18 season. And then you've got Leonardo Bernthal, catcher, rated number 74 in Major League Baseball. Bernthal has hit enough at Double-A to be considered a well-rounded catcher in a group loaded behind the plate. And the thing that has hampered their organization, pitching injuries, Quinn Matthews, Takeo Roby, Cooper Jerpy, that's been the biggest hit to the Cardinals minor league system, but still up to number 12 out of 30. That's as of today. They released that list this morning. If you're a Cardinal fan and you're looking to be encouraged, right there.
Well, it's kind of...
And this is since the guy in witness protection has taken over the minor league system.
Which, as we've come to kind of discover, this has been his total goal as with his time so far with the Cardinals,
and people
is
looking
to revamp the minor leagues.
Yes, and people looking from the outside are saying Chaim Bloom is moving this organization in the right direction, at least in the farm system.
This is probably a bad comparison, but anytime that you talk with Coach Tuch, or you hear a head football coach, what do they talk about? You win at the line of scrimmage, right? And that's not a sexy, I'd say it's the same thing with the minor league system. You're going to win over the long haul with developing the minor league system, overhauling it in the case of the Cardinals. But no one knows who these players are. No one knows these names. No one knows these coaches. It's not big contracts or big money flying around, but it's how it's done from the inside out, and that's what it sounds like is happening with the Cardinals. So that's great news. May not mean anything for the big team for the next 3 or 5 years if they play baseball after 26, I guess. But it's good to see it's on the rise.
So going forward, the Cardinals have some guys with some big contracts. Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras, Nolan Arenado, who right now is...
Who's that?
Yeah.
Oh, Nolan Arenado.
Buster Olney of ESPN weighed in yesterday on the state of the Cardinals and a canyon of pitching. Buster Olney.
I think they're going to go down before they go up because I think they're the canyon of pitching that they're lacking right now is so stark when you compare it to other teams. The numbers going into the game on Sunday night, third highest ground ball rate, second lowest strikeout rate. That's not something where you go out and sign a free agent and suddenly everything's turned around. And look, I think Heim, from his time in Tampa Bay, he knows how to, help to build an organization from the ground up. And that takes time. And that's why I'm really curious to see how they handle those 3 veterans in the offseason. Sit down with Sonny Gray and say, look, we probably are not going to go in big next year. Is there a place that would be more palatable for you in the last year of your contract, to go to Wilson Contreras, try to figure out, is there a place that we can land you? Who knows, maybe Milwaukee. And Nolan Arenado, maybe you go to him and say, hey, let's figure out. I know from my conversations with executives of other teams, they think that St. Louis will be willing to eat a lot of the $42 million that's owed to Nolan after this season.
Buster Olney, and you just heard him say, I've talked to a lot of baseball executives, and they feel like the Cardinals would eat a lot more than they were going to eat in the Astros trade, which Arenado nixed.
Well, we've talked about a couple players already. Nolan Gorman, don't you think they'd like to get him over at first base maybe? I know second base potentially. Because you got Weatherholt. I mean, where are you going to put him? I mean, I think you'd like to see him at third base.
You're good with keeping Walker in right because, at one point there was at least chatter
of him going to first,
of Walker going to first. He just doesn't embarrass himself in right field anymore.
No, I don't think so. So the Contreras thing. I mean, is he in that mix of holding people back? That we always kind of put that on Arenado's shoulders, but Contreras is kind of maybe another one as well. That he's had a pretty decent, okay season, but let's kind of start moving on down the road here and really see what some of the younger guys can do.
Wilson Contreras leads the Cardinals in home runs and RBIs.
He does. Yeah, he does. And hit by pitch.
Man, he was mad.
He did
so
that.
In consecutive nights, it's Nootbaar fouling one off of his leg, and not his front leg, his back leg. Tightened up, he left the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night, Contreras gets hit by a pitch again, and eventually he comes out of the game. Oof. I mean, I'm not saying, their injury list members coming. I mean, it's not like Nootbaar, Contreras. Nobody has suggested they're going on the IL, but you got a day game after a night game today. You do not. I mean, you lost the game in the standings. Like the Mets finally won. They snapped their 7-game losing streak, and they blew that game. I was watching it, and the Braves were down 5-1. I mean, they were pounding Spencer Strider, and then here they come back to tie the game 5-5, and then Strider, who was just terrible, then he gives up a 3-run homer the next inning. It's 8-5. He gave up 8 runs in 4 innings. Spencer Strider. The Mets hit 6 home runs last night, and they won. So they gained a game on the Cardinals. It's 4-back. You have got to win this game today for the Cardinals.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a what, 135 start or 115 start today?
115.
Yeah, you do. And so you probably won't see Contreras in there. You wouldn't think, although with him you never know. Yeah, this is pretty. You can't say it's a must-win, but you can't lose 2 or 3. You can't beat the Dodgers
for the
2 or 3.
second time in a month. You're going to lose 2 of 3 to the Rockies.
Yeah, I mean the Rockies are the.
They had lost 8 in a row prior to last night.
I know.
It's the longest. It's even longer losing streak than the Mets. It was the longest active losing streak in baseball. So
it's a head scratcher. It really is.
Every game since the All-Star break, every team the Rockies have played have scored at least 5 runs against them since the break.
In each game.
In each game. 5 or more. The only time it hasn't happened, 4 times it hasn't happened since the break. All 4 times have been against the Cardinals. Figure that out.
But it's a head scratcher. I mean, you don't know. You don't know what.
But as a Cardinal fan, you're like, come on, really? Well, these are the Rockies.
Especially when you just take 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, and then you lose to the Rockies. You lose to the Pirates.
You have momentum. You took 2 of 3 from the Cubs.
From the Cubs, right.
I mean,
back-to-back series,
Cubs
2 or 3.
are roadkill right now. I mean, I think the Rockies could sweep them at the moment. But the Mets win last night, so their 7-game losing streak is over. Are they getting ready to take off? I don't know. The Mets, they have a payroll of $337 million. How do they even have a 7-game losing streak? But one of the highlights last night was Pete Alonso. He went into the game tied with Darryl Strawberry for the most home runs in New York Mets history with 252. Did he get the record? And did you see the Jacksonville Jaguars kicker, what he did in their preseason game? You're not going to believe it. Maybe you heard about it. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Sports Huddle from the Yuengling Sports Huddle studio. Sports Huddle, SEMO ESPN, 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and online at SEMOESPN.com. From the Yuengling Sports Huddle studios, Yuengling is the iconic American lager, America's oldest brewery. Are you a Billy Joel guy?
I like Billy Joel. I was actually just talking to friend of the show, Jeff Augustine, about Billy Joel a couple days ago.
Billy Joel. There is a new documentary.
Now, the song that you just played, though, doesn't top my list as far as Billy Joel songs. But anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's one of my favorite Billy Joel songs.
Yeah, and that's probably the case for most.
I don't think the average person knows, or you may know, but you need to be reminded of how many great songs Billy Joel has. There is a brand new documentary, and I watched both parts, and it's going to take you a while. I think it's like 2 hours for each part. So schedule it, multiple nights or multiple times. It's on HBO Max, and it's Billy Joel, and So It Goes. It was fantastic. It went into his entire career, life, everything, and you forget how many awesome freaking pieces of music authored by Billy Joel. And then late in his life, 100 consecutive sellouts at the Garden up through 2024, I believe. He's selling out the Garden at age 70 or whatever he is.
Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable.
Oh, I agree with you. No, I mean, I recommend plays Billy Joel as one of the core artists because, River of Dreams, Uptown Girl, I mean, just the list goes on of hits that he has had.
She's Got Away.
Yep, She's Got Away.
I mean, man, it is phenomenal.
I think one of my favorite titles of a song in general. And I don't know why, but it's Scenes from an Italian
From an
Restaurant.
Italian restaurant.
Yeah, I just like that title.
Yeah.
Because it's probably, you can kind of just like picture him being in an Italian restaurant and looking around, and what he saw is what formed the song that he wrote.
What I thought, well, there was lots of stuff that was cool in this documentary, and I highly recommend it. If you've got HBO Max, you can watch it anytime you want. But at one stretch, they're talking to people after a concert at the Garden. I think it's after the concert. And they're talking to a lot of young people who know Billy Joel's music because their parents have played those songs since they were little. Because in their prime, they were listening to Billy Joel when they were in high school and college and, young adults. And
yeah.
Anyway, but to hear the another complete generation just loving Billy Joel's music. Anyway, I'm a Billy Joel guy. It's a really good documentary. And again, Billy Joel and So It Goes, HBO Max. All right, so before we went to break, the Jacksonville Jaguars have a kicker. His name is Cam Little. And so there's 1 second left in the first half of their exhibition game, preseason game, which, by the way, they only play 3 now because they increased the regular season to 17.
Right.
So if you're going to see some starters, like Caleb Williams didn't see the field for Ben Johnson, new coach for the Bears. Didn't even get on the field. Well, there's angst, Bears fans. And he talked about it. Well, he got 70 reps. And so that we think that's good too, playing against air. Anyway, but
was Ben Johnson with the Lions?
Yes.
Okay.
He was our offensive coordinator.
Okay. All right.
So if there's going to be a game where you see some of these guys, some of these starters, it's going to be game 2 of a 3-game preseason. So, but this is game 1. It is 1 second left in the first half. Jaguars versus Steelers. And so Jacksonville runs Cam Little out there, Mike, for a 70-yard field goal attempt.
Wow.
Listen, we're not joking. This kid can really drill the ball. Holy smokes. They got a shot. He just kicked a 70-yard field goal. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
I've never seen.
All right. So I know it's preseason, but let's do what good broadcasts do and have both guys talk at the same time. That's the best thing.
Now, just for the visual on that, would he would have been kicking from the 40 on?
So you got to add
because you had 10 for the end.
17 yards.
At 17 yards. 17 yards. Okay.
So what? He would be kicking at the 43?
43? Jeez.
I mean, what are we talking about here? The longest field goal in NFL history for the longest time, Tom Dempsey held the record. It was in the 60s or the 70s, one or the other. The guy he had a disabled foot, and so it was a smaller foot. He had, I don't know what physical issue he had, but he had this clubbed foot, and they made a special shoe for him, which was flat across the front, but he was a straight-on kicker. Remember, like the last straight-on kicker that I remember was Mark Mosley of the Washington Redskins. And then you had Raphael Septien for the Cowboys, and he was one of the first soccer-style kickers. Efren Herrera for the Cowboys. The guys that all of a sudden you got the soccer-style kicker, and you don't have any straight-on kickers anymore. Mm-hmm. You might have one or two at high school. Hey, we got an lineman, and he's our kicker, and so he does the old. So the longest field goal in NFL history belongs to Justin Tucker, who made a 66-yarder against the Lions in 2021. So Little beat that by 4 yards, but it doesn't count.
Doesn't count, yeah.
Does not count. And Brandon Aubrey, who kicks for the Dallas Cowboys, has the second longest field goal in NFL history at 65 yards. And he hit a 66-yarder in the preseason last year, but they don't count.
Man, if he hits 70, I wonder what his true long is. You know, he's probably hit from further than there before.
Just warming up. Oh, guys do that
That's
stuff.
how it typically kind of works. You
know, guys they're shooting mid-court shots and three-quarter court shots and all that stuff. Yeah, kickers do that too.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video, it would have been good from like 73 or 74. I mean, he cleared it by a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would have been good from 80. No. But it probably would have been good from 73. So 66 is the longest. But, man, oh, man, 70 yards. I like stuff like that. And I like that they ran him out there.
Yeah, to give it a shot.
Hey, why not see if, it's something that we're still talking about today. Should it count in a preseason game?
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think you were going to give it the thumbs up on that, but I had to ask the question. Yeah. Should it count or not?
Now, but it makes me think, though, so the kicking game, all right? We talk about all these, they're throwing the ball harder in baseball. They're hitting the ball further, technology. What technology has changed in the kicking game to bring someone today to be able to kick 170, 75 yards? Is it the training? Is it the athlete?
Yes, I think so.
I mean,
I think it's a combination.
Their regiments are different than they used to be because that's kind of an apples to apples type of thing. I mean, the football, I would think, is probably the same. Maybe it's changed in its composition potentially a little bit. You hear about, the baseball was wound tighter or whatever. All those things. Kicking seems like it'd be a pretty apples to apples situation, but I could be wrong about that.
I think just the training now, and athletes are better,
stronger,
than they
faster.
used to be. Yeah. I mean, and the training regimen.
Yeah,
and they know so many different more things about training. You look at a lot of high school kickers who are good kickers in high school, and they go to kicking camps in the off season. I mean, there are so many kicking camps now. I don't know when Ray Dempsey's kicking a 63-yarder for the New Orleans Saints if there were kicking camps back in that day.
Right? Yeah.
So last night, Pete Alonso, as part of the 6-home-run barrage for the New York Mets, was sitting on 252 career homers. He's played his entire career in New York. And so he's tied with Darryl Strawberry for the all-time Mets franchise record in home runs. And he broke it last night. And, of course, the backup play-by-play guy to the great Howie Rose happened to be behind the mic. I don't have the guy's name. I don't care. I don't like him. But, he's another one of those guys among the 85 percentile. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It is gone, Mike. But history for the Polar Bear.
Out of the stretch deals. Swinging a line drive, deep right center field, out toward that wall. It is gone! A missile into right center field, a 2-run home run, and history. Number 253 for Pete Alonso, all alone as the franchise leader in home runs. And listen to this crowd, everybody on their feet.
Polar Bear. Now, I know he kind of got into it a little bit with Stubby Clapp.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. But he seems to be a likable dude. Every time you see him interviewed, his demeanor on the field, he seems to be a guy that you kind of root for, despite the fact that he wears the uniform of the Pond Scum.
Right.
I understand that, right? But, Alonso, he seems like a good guy. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He seems...
he appears to be okay.
Seems to be a decent guy.
For a Met.
So congratulations to Pete Alonso on the same night that Shohei Ohtani hit into a triple play. Pete Alonso passes there. Oh, by the way, he hit another home run later in the game. So he hit a couple last night. It's 1:15 start time today. It is Michael McGreevy, who we've been angling to see. We wanted to see more of McGreevy. And really his worst start of the year came against who?
Padres.
The Rockies.
Oh, the Rockies?
At Coors, remember?
Yeah, but he got shelled by the Padres also.
Didn't pitch well
at
against
home.
the Padres. So you got Austin Gomber, the former Cardinal, who is 0-6 with a 6.52 ERA.
But he has one thing going for him. He's left-handed.
Correct. He is left-handed.
And he's pitching against the Cardinals and left-handed. So it might be a tough afternoon at Busch. Hopefully not, though. They got to him last game. Did they beat him at – because he pitched against them at Coors Field. That may have been their one win. May have been against Austin Gomber, but I can't recall if they got the win during that game or not.
That was their win.
That was their win.
Yes.
Okay.
6-2 over Gomber, who gave up 5 earned in 5 2/3. I do want to check McGreevy's numbers because, unless I'm smoking crack, I'm pretty sure his worst, he did not pitch well. Okay.
Well, he may not have pitched well, but he got bombed by San Diego at home, too.
Gosh, I'm wrong. McGreevy was the winning pitcher in that game. I was on the pipe.
Let me get the little sheet out here.
I was on the pipe.
Eric, wrong.
You were right about San Diego, though.
Mike, right. Okay.
It was 4 2/3, and he's pitched twice against San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
McGreevy, he gave up 7 earned in 4 2/3. That was his worst start. And then he beat the Padres his following start. 4 earned in 6, but the Cardinals scored 8 runs. So he lost 9-2. They didn't get any run support for him. Got the Skeens treatment, and then it was 8-5. Cardinals won, and McGreevy got the victory. So
and he pitched well against the Dodgers. Didn't he get that was it the Friday night win, I think? Or was that Michaelis?
Yeah, Michael. He did get the win against the Cubs. 5-0.
That was the Friday night start.
His last time out, but it was 6 shutout innings against the Cubs.
Well, hey, the call has been there to give him some space to jump in the rotation on a regular basis, and I'd say so far you got to be happy with what he's done.
Yes.
You know, he's done as well as Eric Fetty.
Better than Fetty.
Better.
Got a winning record.
Yeah.
He's got as many wins as Eric Fetty does. Because Fetty actually won his last start with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
So, all right. And again, if you have HBO Max, it's named Billy Joel, and So It Goes. Documentary. Are you a Max guy?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Nope.
I don't know. Maybe somebody put it on YouTube. Probably not. It's a rights holder thing, so copyright infringement. All right.
Yeah.
Hello to the radiant and ravishing Dawn Shawn. She made a birthday cake for a coworker yesterday, or a birthday dessert chocolate.
Mm.
So she's taking a picture of it. She wanted to take a picture. It looked great. And I was like, I'm not even going to get a sniff of this thing because your coworkers will inhale it. She sent me a picture this morning that she did. She brought home some of it, so I'll get a chance to taste it. But she's taking a picture yesterday. She just got a new iPhone 16 Pro Max. She dropped it right into the dessert. And it's got whipped cream, and so it goes up into her charging port.
Oh,
she had to clean everything out. We did a Google search. What if you get pudding in your charging port on your iPhone? And it had directions. Here's what you need to do. The whole... Anyway, so...
Did it include rice?
No, it said stay away from rice.
Stay away from the rice.
It does say stay away from rice.
Okay, good.
You can Google it yourself. But, so she was cleaning that up and went to charge it, and it appears that everything is good for now, but we'll see the long-term effects. So she was not happy about that. She was happy about the dessert, not happy about dropping the iPhone in there. All right, you are on assignment tomorrow. Now, that's a word on the street. Have things changed? Are you going to make a huddle appearance tomorrow?
I think my calendar still says on assignment.
On assignment tomorrow.
Yes.
But
yes,
before we get to the weekend, you will be back.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm working for the weekend.
That's the rumor. And SEMO Soccer starts its season tomorrow. All right, thanks, Mike.
See ya.
That is the lead singer of the Mike Rennick Band. Stay tuned. Clinton and Friends coming up. Enjoy your hump day, everybody.